Welcome to our 2023 Tracer 24 RKS. Starting right in your back bumper here, just kind of reach in, pull that cap out of there. Inside of the back bumper, you're going to find your sewer hose. Take note of those two ears here in the adapter. That's how they're hooking it up to your sewer system. And the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Just keeping it stored in the bumper back here to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit and keep things that bit fresher. And that cap just presses back into place. Right around the corner from there's your hot water tank. So you've got that little keyway there. You're going to line that up. You can pop it on open. All your controls for turning it on are just inside the unit before turning it on with either source. So we just want to hit this relief valve right there. You should get some water coming out. If you're not getting any water out, there's a chance that it's empty. So you just want to make sure it's full before firing it up, just so you're not running the risk of burning out your elements. Once you're done, just locking it back down with the keyway. Simple as that. Down from there, you'll find your sewer connection. So you're basically going to press on that little cap there and you can pop it on out. See, it's got the same ears on it that your sewer hose had. It's attached the same way. Just pressing it in, turning it until it clicks. On the right, you get a gray valve there, so that's going to be controlling your gray tank. This one back here, I believe, is going to be specifically for your kitchen sink. So this is going to be probably your cleanest water. We'll probably be dumping this last. As we come to the front of your axis here, you'll find the same sort of sewer connection. Up here, we've just got two valves. So a gray one on the left, black one on the right. Black valve is going to be controlling your black tank. Black tank is filtering your toilet. Of course, it's going to be your dirtiest water, so we'll dump that first. Gray tank right beside it is filled from your sink, your bathroom sink, as well as your shower. So typically cleaner water, we'll just dump that after just to help keep any sort of debris out of that sewer hose, keep things a bit cleaner. Another couple steps forward and we get your fresh water tank drain right in the front here. Just open that up, allows the water tank to drain itself out. And then the water system low point drains beside it. So basically you just open those up, allows the water system to drain itself out. So if you're looking to winterize the unit, or if you don't want your water going stale or stagnant, you can just drain out the water before you leave. Currently, we do have the unit summerized, and I've opened those up and drained out as much water as we can just to prevent any sort of freezing if we do get down below zero again. Storage compartment here, as you flip that open, magnetic latch holds it for you. On the right side here, we get your kind of service system. So up top, you get a little light there. On the left side is a solar panel plug-in. For your solar panel, plug right into there, charges your batteries. On the right side, we get cable and satellite inlets. So coax cables plug into their respective ports and fire up at your TV location. In the center, here's your water system. On the right is your city water inlet. Your water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the unit. Your freshwater tank fills just right here. Same water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and it fills up your tank. You know that tank is full once it starts spitting water out of that little blue vent right back there. Black tank flush down in the bottom here. So you may notice after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3. Typically, it's just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes. So what you're gonna do is just take your water hose and plug it into there, open up your black valve and turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank for you. Exterior shower right in the center. So you get this little hose here. You can see it's got the two little ears there. Those just line up at the 3 and 9 position. Press it in, 8th turn locks it down. Then you get your hot and cold water there. Standard garden hose end at the end, so you can put whatever you like on there. And we also just got your battery disconnect switch down here. So with it off to the side there, that's it turned on. With it up, that's it turned off. So whenever you're plugged in, you want that turned on. If you're leaving the unit or storing it, you just want that turned off. And then down in the bottom here, just kind of a little access so you can run all of your water hoses up and through there. Right beside that, we get your storage compartment itself. So it does see straight through to the other side. You'll find your water hose right here. Inside of that water hose is a little park adapter. So once we get to your shore cord, I'll show you the end. It's a 30 amp end. Most campsites have that. We do provide you with this adapter so you can plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge. Around front of the unit, that little black box there with the red light, that's your tire pressure monitor sender. Basically just communicates with your tires, figures out what their pressures are, and then it'll send that information to a little handheld unit that you'll have inside your tow vehicle. Customers opted to go with a double battery setup, so we've got that double battery box here with the 2 batteries hooked up. As long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, those batteries will be charging for you. This cover here, you can see it's open. For now, I'm just gonna take it right off, and right in the back here, you can see that changeover. So it's currently green, pointing over here, so it's letting us know we're running off of this tank right now. If it were to go red while you got that tank open, it's letting you know that tank's now empty. At that point, just flip that change over to the other side. Go and fill that tank up while you run off of this one. In front's a power tongue jack, so you get your light switch on the left. Down is up is down. Other end of your storage compartment here, just flips on open. Same magnetic latch there. Up on the wall is a little motion sensing light, so you can't really see the switch the best from where we're at right now, but it does have a little 1 on the left side and a 2 on the right side. That 2 is going to mean dual function, so it just means that it's running off of that motion sensor. If you were to have it on 1, that's just on, and the center there is turned off. Inside here, you've also got our manual overrides. So this guy here is going to be for your power tongue jacks, or sorry, for your power stabilizers. This one here is for your power tongue jack. Customers also opted to go with the Bluetooth brake controller and a weight distribution hitch, so we just got that stored in here for them. And then up on the wall is your levelers, or sorry, your stabilizer switch. Press and hold, extend, and they make their way down. Now they just equalize, they don't level the unit, they just kind of stabilize it. So once they come down and contact the ground, we'll hear that motor kind of load up a bit. Once we hear that, we'll let go of the switch. If you were to continue extending, it can actually strip the gears right out of the motor, which you of course don't want to be doing. And there we go. Little leash latch right here, so you've got the dog out with you, you can tie him down. This door right here is just an access to your front bedroom. Cable and satellite outlet, as well as the power outlet, so if you want TV outside, you got the power to do so. Up from there is find your 2 exterior speakers. Little bottle opener by the entry door. In the back, we get the exhaust for your furnace. If you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure it's not blocked off. It does get hot. The switch right in the back bumper there for your rear stabilizers. You get your spare tire here. Straight up from there, you'll find a pre-wired mount for a rear view or observation camera. And then lastly is your short cord inlet. So you pop this cap open, you get the little notch in the bottom corner there, lines up with this guy there. Press them into place, the little 8th turn will lock it down, then you get the threaded collar there to really lock it down. And then following the cord back, like I said earlier, you do get that standard 30 amp end. Most campsites have that. You just plug straight on in and you're good to go. And then we'll make our way inside the unit. Your assist handle just up 90 degrees, it'll fall into place, then we can open up the door. Door's on a friction hinge, so it just kind of sits there where you leave it. For your steps, you're going to pull this latch in towards the center, pull them on out. These 2 latches there, if you're to pull them, you can extend or retract your legs just based on your campsite needs. As we come inside, first things first is right on the left there, get your fire extinguisher. That's standard, pull the pin, point and shoot. Kind of up the wall over here from there, we get your entry lights, or sorry, your interior lights. Your entry light right above our head here is that, again, that dual function sort of light. You can see that single function on the left, dual function on the right. Simple as that. Light switch center left there is your awning light outside. Center right does an accent light across the front of the unit. Sorry, center right does your speaker lights. And far right there does your accent light across the front. Your slide out switch is on this guy here, so you press and hold out and that slide will make its way out. Once that slide's fully extended, it'll just kind of stop automatically in place. Your awning is right beside it, works the same way. Press and hold out and that awning will make its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, we're going to see a little black flap as well as the black metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. If you were to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case the fabric will be underneath the tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's our flap, and there's the tube, so we'll stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyways, so what you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, and just pull straight down on it, and you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to run off. If you like that angle better because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these guys are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. Then you press and hold in, awning will make its way back in. Again, you're just going to watch to make sure that the fabric's over top of the tube. And the last thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind, so once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in, again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. Our 12-volt fridge here inside the entrance. You get your freezer up top, and your fridge down below. Temp selections right on the top there. Down underneath is just kind of a return air for your furnace, so just make sure it's not locked off. Right around the corner from there, you can see this customer's opted to go with a solar unit. So we've got the solar charge controller mounted right here. Basically just allows you to see what kind of status your solar panels are doing, if they're charging the batteries or what. Household microwave here, pretty standard, just like home. Down underneath is a range vent, so you get your fan here as well as a light. For the stove, the bifold cover just slips on back. You're gonna take the knob, turn it over to that little flame, hit it with the sparker, and just fire straight up. Once you're done, just turn them all back off, letting it cool down, and then closing that cover back over them. For the oven, we're gonna open that up, turn it again over to that little flame, hit it with the sparker, and just as it clears the air out of the line, you should get that pilot light going. Once that pilot light's going, you just hold that knob for another couple of seconds, and you can release. The flame will then hold itself, turn up to your desired temperature, and she fires right up. Once we're done, just turn it back down to pilot. It'll hold just the pilot light for you, but if you're traveling or leaving the unit, you gotta make sure it's right off. Right beside it, that switch there, 1 does your knobs, 2 does the knobs as well as the oven. Underneath that's your converter. Press the top and center and she pops on open. All of your breakers in the middle there. Whenever a breaker breaks, it sits in the center, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. All of your fuses are on the right side. Whenever a fuse pops, you get a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. All the drawer space here as well. This here is that little tire pressure monitor receiver that you would have inside of your truck to see what your tire pressures are at. And then just the drawer space here. If you're looking to winterize the unit yourself, the bypasses for your hot water tank are right behind these drawers here, so basically just sliding them out. You can reach back there. Some more storage underneath the sink, just being mindful of your drains and your water lines. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. You do get the folding cover there as well. There's a little light up here as well, just on its own center push button. And then some storage across the top. So that binder there's got all of your owner's manuals in it, any remotes, any keys, anything like that for the unit you're gonna find right in there. And then more storage space here. Into the slide out, your dinette here, you get your light right on the side there. And you can see you've currently got it set up as the dinette. If you were to take the table, wiggle it up and out of its legs, you can then take the legs and wiggle them out of their bases. The table will then sit onto 2 little ledges there. You'll take the back cushion still in the middle to create the bed. And then in the back here, you've got your TV. So you press and hold that TV lift and it makes its way up. Same thing as your slide out. Once it's up all the way, it just kind of stops in place. So power outlet for it's just right down in there. It is hooked into your antenna already. You also have your antenna outlet right there. Turning your antenna on, just that button there, you get that green light letting you know it is turned on. Cable and satellite outlet right above it. Once you're done, just press it and hold down, it tucks itself back away. Now whenever you're traveling, you will want this down. And right behind me, you've got your stereo. The power button right in the center there. Get mode off to the right. Just cycle through all your different inlets. Select on the side, gets through all your settings. Volume controls are on the right side. And zone 1 is the sound bar itself. Zone 2 is your outside set of speakers. A little bit of closet space or pantry space, whatever you want to use it for. And then just some drawers underneath. Behind me, we get into your bathroom. Lights in here. Again, just on the dual function, they got their own switches there. Toilet flips on open, you get your flusher front and center. Into the shower, you get the nice stainless head and hose, hot and cold water, of course. Right above our head's your roof vent, so just turn that knob to open it up. In the back corner, you get a switch for the fan. Medicine cabinets, hot and cold water at the sink, more storage down below. GFI protected outlet, test on the left, reset in the center, so if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Hot water tank controls right up here, so you get that little thunderbolt on the left side there, lets you know you're firing it up with electricity. Little flame on the right, firing it up with propane. If this red light here were to turn on, it's just letting you know it hasn't fired up. At that point, just off, back on to reset it. Monitor panel down underneath it, so you get your water pump switch in the bottom corner there. Turn that switch on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank, pressurizes your lines. Batteries, you can see where we're currently at. We're currently C for charging, G would be good, F is fair, L is low. Basically, that solar charge controller that you had up front will tell you the exact numbers for that. Your fresh tank, as you fill that up, will go to a third, 2/3 and full. It's still just draining out. Black tank, same idea. Gray 1 is your bathroom, and gray 2 is your kitchen. Okay. And then into the front bedroom, your light switch is just right up on the wall there. You got some closet space here. You also have a power outlet down there. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to a little storage compartment. Then over on this side here, you get your emergency exits. You're pulling that red tab to get rid of the screen. Take this handle here, throw it outside, hop on out. Blinds throughout the unit. There's kind of that friction. Sit where you leave them. There's a little closet space. And right above either head, you do get a little reading light there as well. We'll come back through this door. And then right above our heads here, we've got your smoke detector. LP detectors right here on the corner from it. Propane's heavier than air, it sits on the floor. That guy detects it, starts going off just like a smoke detector would. And then right here you get your two recliners. The triggers are straight in the center there. Get a little light inside of your cup holders as well as the USB outlet. Storage across the back, it's just wide open. And then your thermostat here, so that power button there, turn it on, press and hold to turn it on. Right, then fans, that's just selecting your fan speed, low and high, just moving some air around. After that, it'll come into dry, so it'll use the low fan and run the compressor, just try to get rid of any humidity. After that, it comes into cool. Here you can select your low or high fan or auto. Temp selection is just with your arrows there at any point. With your air conditioner running, you got two different options. You can have this louver here closed, in which case you'll be using all of our ceiling ducting to move the air, or you can open it up and it just dumps all of its air into the living room here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want this open, cool off this air as quickly as possible, then close it off and start moving the air throughout. Hit mode again after cool, come down into heat. There's no fan speed selection here, it's just on is on. Furnace moves its air through all of our little portals that we have throughout the unit. After that, you press and hold the power button, that'll turn it all off. As simple as that. If you've got any other questions on the unit, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.